Do you ever feel like you're stuck in the same place, watching everyone around you succeed while you're still struggling? Maybe it feels like you're constantly falling short, whether it's in your career, your personal life, or your goals. You might feel that your weaknesses are holding you back. But what if I told you that your weaknesses don't have to define you? In fact, they can be the stepping stones to your greatest strengths. In this video, we'll explore how you can turn your weaknesses into powerful strengths in 2025, so you don't have to look back and wonder where your life went. Ready to change your perspective and start working on a version of yourself that makes you proud? Let's dive in. We all have weaknesses. It's part of being human. Whether it's procrastination, lack of confidence, or struggles with time management, we've all been there. It's easy to feel defeated by our weaknesses, especially when it seems like others are excelling in areas where we're struggling. But the truth is, weaknesses aren't permanent, and they don't define who you are. In fact, the process of working through them can actually make you stronger and more resilient. In 2025, it's not about pretending your weaknesses don't exist. It's about transforming them into strengths that propel you forward. Let's explore how you can do that. 5. Self-awareness. Recognize your weaknesses. The first step in turning your weaknesses into strengths is acknowledging them. This might seem obvious, but so many people go through life avoiding or denying their weaknesses. Whether it's fear of failure, lack of motivation, or trouble with focus, if you ignore your weaknesses, you can't work on them. The key is to be brutally honest with yourself. Take a step back and assess where you are in life. What's holding you back? Write these weaknesses down on paper. This simple act will give you clarity on exactly where you need to improve. And the best part? Once you acknowledge your weaknesses, they lose their power over you. You're already one step closer to turning them into strengths. So take a moment and ask yourself, what do I need to improve in my life right now? 4. Embrace failure, learn from mistakes. One of the biggest obstacles to turning weaknesses into strengths is the fear of failure. But let's face it, failure is inevitable. It's part of the growth process. When you fail, you learn. Instead of seeing failure as something to avoid, shift your mindset and view it as a learning opportunity. Every time you make a mistake, ask yourself, what did I learn from this? Did you mess up a project? Instead of beating yourself up, look at what went wrong and what you could have done differently. This reflective process helps you identify areas for improvement, and over time, you'll find that those failures start to become stepping stones to greater success. If you allow yourself to grow through your mistakes, they won't be weaknesses anymore. They'll be part of your strength-building process. The key here is resilience. The more you fail and keep getting back up, the more you build the emotional strength to tackle anything that comes your way. 3. Change your mindset from negative to positive. If you want to turn your weaknesses into strengths, you need to change how you view them. Instead of thinking of weaknesses as permanent barriers, think of them as challenges to be overcome. That's a subtle but powerful shift in perspective. You see, the way you view your weaknesses shapes how you approach them. If you see them as flaws that will always hold you back, that's exactly what will happen. But if you view them as opportunities to grow and develop, you start to see them as temporary hurdles. For example, if you struggle with public speaking, don't think, I'll never be good at this. Instead, think, I can improve with practice, and I will get better over time. Every time you face a weakness with this positive mindset, you turn it into a strength. This shift is all about changing your internal narrative. When you stop saying, I can't, and start saying, I will, you're already setting yourself up for success. 2. Develop new skills, build your strengths. Now that you've acknowledged your weaknesses and shifted your mindset, it's time to take action. Weaknesses don't disappear on their own. They need to be worked on. Start by focusing on the skills you need to develop to turn those weaknesses into strengths. If you're struggling with time management, for example, it's time to learn how to prioritize tasks and stay organized. There are countless resources available: books, online courses, workshops, so take advantage of them. The more effort you put into learning new skills, the more you'll see improvement. And as you build these skills, Your weaknesses will transform into areas of strength. If you're lacking confidence, practice putting yourself in situations where you can develop it. Take on challenges that push you outside your comfort zone. Over time, the fear you once had will turn into a sense of accomplishment and strength. Remember, you can't build strength without putting in the work. You need to invest in yourself. 1. Surround yourself with positive influences. Finally, if you want to turn your weaknesses into strengths, you need the right support system. Your environment plays a huge role in how you grow. If you're constantly around negative influences, people who don't believe in you, or those who reinforce your weaknesses, it will be much harder to change. Instead, surround yourself with people who inspire you, encourage you, and challenge you to be better. Whether it's family, friends, mentors, or even online communities, choose to spend your time with people who lift you up and support your growth. These positive influences will motivate you to push past your limitations and turn your weaknesses into strengths. In addition, get rid of toxic influences, those who bring negativity and hinder your growth. The right people will hold you accountable, offer valuable feedback, and remind you that you're capable of more than you think. Closing, turning your weaknesses into strengths isn't something that happens overnight. It's a process. It takes time, effort, and the willingness to learn and grow. But if you commit to this journey, you'll find that your weaknesses no longer hold you back. They'll become the driving forces behind your success. So, where are you right now? Are you stuck watching your friends and family grow while you stay the same? Or are you ready to take action, build your strengths, and create a life that excites you? The choice is yours. Take the first step today and start turning those weaknesses into your greatest assets. It's time to step into your full potential. The world is waiting for you. If this video inspired you, don't forget to like and share it with someone who needs a little push to start turning their weaknesses into strengths. And if you haven't already, subscribe to Daily Brain Talks for more tips on how to become the best version of yourself. Let's make 2025 the year you become unstoppable.